you know, for this quadrant, right? So you find a business, you like the business, like, Shark Tank business owner goes and presents the business. Mark Cuban invests $1 million, and he's an investor in that business, right? So yeah,
Yep.
that's kind of the idea. Now you own a percentage of that business, and of course the idea is to recoup that money however many fold, and then keep doing that. That's more of what the investor quadrant is talking about, where you're actively investing in other people's business, and you may have to be involved to some degree, right? But in theory, it's going to generate a passive income that you're going to get a return on your money on.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to have far more knowledge of how the inner workings of that company are. You're definitely going to have access to the decision makers because you're a shareholder in most cases. But there's also the way to invest in a company, which is to be a lender to that company. And obviously, banks are lenders, but then usually before businesses get to a bank for borrowing, they sometimes borrow from family and friends and such. And that's usually on the "Do you love me?" Kind of a promise. And
Right.
if you
And
love
that
me,
goes back
help
to
me start this up.
and that goes back to Shark Tank too. My mom gave me a $10,000 loan to start my lemonade stand, and here I am on Shark Tank, right?
There it is. Yep. Yeah, there's a graduation thing. You first start off with your own money and your own credit, then you move on to other people's money that you personally know, and they just give it to you because you're family and friends or something. Then you're going into more institutional borrowing and things like that. But it could be not just be ownership in your company; it could be lending. So, Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, he'll sometimes propose, you know what? I want a royalty on it, but I will lend you this money. You'll pay it back at this percentage rate. And this way it's a loan, not equity interest. And he just wants a royalty on it. So that's different than having ownership. So it's all depending on the agreements, all done privately. This is not something you're going to read about in the newspaper until after it happens. So that's being a real investor in that quadrant.